And go to nursing school. I want to be a nurse forever. I was a little girl.
Dana had plans to be a nurse. The accident cut that short.
I was 18, and a car rolled 3 times, and I went the back window.
So you were in a coma for a couple months. And then when you woke up, everything was different.
Oh, totally.
Totally different.
Come on, there's nothing I can do. You can't fix a brain injury. I'd accept it, accepting that I can't be where I used to be. But I can do new things.
Even though one thing stopped, other things started. She has found other skills. That's it. Slow. And you did it.
I found what I could do, except what I couldn't. I can have anybody. It's like coming to me.
Taking care of Carlos is a challenge. He's taught me patience. He's taught me to be grateful for what I can do and to help him be grateful for what he can do as well.
Uno.
Uno.
Dos.
That's right. Dos. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've had to really learn to slow down and listen, to not finish a sentence for Carlos, not to try to help him communicate when he's capable of doing it. There are times when, just like this, there are moments when he wants to tell you himself.
2012, after my parents passed away, I don't have the independence I used to have. I can't just go off and do things when I want. I have to make sure they're being cared for. So I'm up at 5, and I probably go to bed at midnight every day. It's been difficult. Just simple things like they're on so many medications. It takes me 2.5 hours to take their medications and put them into the little Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, afternoon. My greatest fear is that I would die before my siblings, and then what's going to happen to them? There is such a need for places that can care for people like my brother and sister. They're so happy. It's like watching somebody that giggles so much and you can't help but giggle. Watching them happy makes you happy.
Without the help of Opportunity Village, we wouldn't know how to find those potentials that we know Sean has. And he has found a home in the art department. He gets an awful lot of good glow back on his artwork.
You know, I don't think there's a time that I go to an event, especially an Opportunity Village event, that I don't get emotional about. You've always got this tug at your heart that's going on, and you always want things to be better.
They need a place where people are patient, where they are cared for, they can learn.
It's a lifelong fight. And I'm not really saying, but I can be better, right?
Every dollar you give helps people like Carlos, Johnny, Leah, Dana, and Sean, and their caregivers lead more independent lives. Give the gift of opportunity.
Adults like Dana cannot be forgotten.
Thank you very much. It's important for us to share this video to start off, because as we talk through what we do as an organization, you'll see a lot of these folks in these particular programs where they're growing and working on their life skills. I'll do my best. I've actually been a colleague of Michael Gordon's for many years, and so as a former professor, I've been known to be a little long-winded. So I'm going to try to make this quick. So two of the things that I really want you to kind of think about when we go through these different programs is the idea of choice and realized independence. Choice for a group of people that have really not been able to make a lot of decisions in their lives. And so this is an organization that is really focused around allowing them to be able to have input, to be able to advocate for themselves, and to be able to hear from their direct voices to be able to make sure that that happens. And then realized independence can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And you'll see as we go through how those two things kind of intertwine in everything that we do as an organization. And then the last thing before we get started is I really want to tell you that, you know, the Magical Forest is amazing. So we're very grateful for the many, many years that you guys have come out and support that event. That event, it directly ties to this, to all of these programs and services. And so, you know, I mean, we're grateful that you would be willing to do that on a regular basis. The one thing that I think it is the most important thing, if you take away, remember that the facade, the buildings, they're gorgeous. We have a lot of wonderful things that we do. But the folks that we serve are coming every single day and taking an active role in improving their own lives. So that's, you know, it takes back to the old adage of teaching a person how to fish rather than just giving them something. And we like to be folks that teach people how to be able to be independent. So we've been in this community since 1954. And so we're grateful for this community. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without it. So you met Carlos, the gentleman that you saw earlier, and our friend Ted can attest that, you know, he is a spryly, exciting young man. And you know, the idea is the folks that we serve in this particular Pride program oftentimes require 24-hour care and supervision. They're very limited in their ability to be able to communicate. Really, what they do is work on basic life skills every day, and that means being able to feed yourself, being able to toilet yourself. Those are the things, the very basic things that they work on. And so we do that through sensory processing, physical, intellectual, and social stimulation, assistive technology training. A lot of our folks are in wheelchairs, so we have technology and apparatuses that are able to help them move and get their legs to be able to deal with the atrophy of being in a wheelchair all the time. We have community outings. If you guys have ever been to the Silverton and seen the mermaid fish tank, that's one of their favorite places to go. So multiple times throughout the week, they'll be able to go and visit. We work on that communication so that they can let us know when they're having issues, when they're dealing with something that is a challenge. And we're implementing technology. We've had iPads and different laptops that have been donated to us that we are utilizing to help be able to get them a little bit more accustomed to be able to utilizing technology as they go. And again, we're focused on life skills, vocational training, meaningful hobbies. And so we also have, because many of these folks are G-tube fed, we have nurses on staff that are there to be able to care for them. And like our lovely Emma Grace visits, and we have the therapy dogs and a bunch of different groups that are really starting to really get deep into those life skills and starting to introduce the work skills that are necessary. So here we have hand-over-hand prompting, so a little bit of training that we do. We have the motor skills, the essential life skills. My favorite part about this program is the folks that are in this program volunteer about 50 hours a week at other nonprofits throughout the community. So they're going to 3 Square and helping build backpacks. They're going to the rescue mission helping to feed folks. Again, we are working on technology and being able to utilize these things. One of the things that Adam mentioned to you was not only for the individuals served, but for the family members. These day programs provide an opportunity to take a nap, to be able to do the things that are necessary for them are very, very important, and that is one of the key components of what we do as an organization. One little known fact that probably not a lot of people know about is, so we do serve adults, and in the state of Nevada, that's 22 and above, okay? And so we found that by the time they would get to us, not a lot of people had any idea what they wanted to do with their lives. So we partnered with the Clark County School District and created the Job Discovery Program. So these are cohorts of individuals that are in high school, and what they do is each cohort travels to different training sites to be able to determine, hey, I really like working retail. I like working at the back house of the kitchen. I don't like cleaning up after animals. So they can get a feel for what it is that they want to do with their life. Again, that idea of choice. And we're blessed to be able to have a great number of community partners that we partner with. So the YMCA, they train here at Opportunity Village at our thrift store. Lead Animal Foundation, Project 150, the Culinary Academy, St. Rose San Martin Hospital, 3 Square. And so what they'll do is they'll train at all of these different programs with the intention of getting independent community employment. We had about 120 students that went through this program last year, and if the memory serves me correctly, about 19 were able to get independent community employment after their training thing. So that's something that's really important to us. Oh, and to take that, so they also get to do some fun stuff. So that squeezed in, there was National Pancake Day, and so they got to make their own pancakes that were then sold in the squeezed in stores. So they get to do fun stuff too. A lot of focus on what we do is around employment. We're the largest employer of people with disabilities in the state of Nevada, and so the training is extremely important to us. So a training program that's a little bit more sophisticated than the job discovery program is called the Pathway to Work. And so you can see our community partners. There's Get Fresh, Centennial Hills Hospital, and the Rio. And this is a highly intensive 3 to 6 month training site. So just remember that outside of the people that are training in our thrift store, all of these individuals do not report to an Opportunity Village campus. So they are direct, community involved, and this is where they go and train. The goal after this 3 to 6 month training program is to be able to get full-time or part-time community employment at or above minimum wage. So that's something that we take a lot of pride in and we're very excited about. They have classroom-based learning. They have real-world job experiences. So at all those different training sites, they're given 5 different areas to be able to train in. After a month, they get a job developer that works with them to be able to help create their resume, help work on interview skills, and do the things that are necessary that we've all had to do throughout our careers to be able to make sure that we can be successful and be able to get those jobs. So we are proud to say that we have a goal to serve about 40 people in this program every single year. Everyone that has completed their training has got a job in the community at or above minimum wage. So now they're out there, they're being independent, they're living their best lives, and it's something that we are very grateful to be able to do. And so, they're able to then be advocates for themselves as well as the programs as we move forward. We also do a little fun stuff around there every once in a while. So you guys got to meet Sean Patrick. So Sean Patrick, if any of you ever went to Bishop Gorman, he is like the mayor of Bishop Gorman. So his family has been there. He's been involved. As soon as you go to their events, you see him shaking hands and kissing babies. But before that, he was very, into himself. He didn't speak a lot. But we've been able to kind of bring him out of his shell through the arts. So dance, music, drama, visual arts, wood shop. You saw Stanley and Dana on there as well. Stanley is the mentor that helps in the wood shop, and one of the things that he's most proud of after 2 years of creating a wood shop, of the 12 people that participate, 10 of them are women. And so he takes a lot of pride in being able to explore things. He is a little scared because now we're starting to create things that are bigger than themselves. And so he's happy to account that everybody that has gone through the wood shop training is all their digits counted for, and they go through and they do the same safety training course that you would go through OSHA to be able to go and work out on a construction site as well. And we've been able to implement this track system. So if you can imagine a college course schedule for these folks that come in at the beginning of the day, and then each hour is giving them different opportunities to be able to participate in things that they're interested in. And this track system has been so successful that we are now implementing it throughout our entire programming. So each individual that comes to Opportunity Village will have their own set schedule throughout that week of the things that they want to be able to participate and to work on. And then we have a ovation, which these are the pictures from where they do a spring performance recital to be able to show you the skills that they've been able to learn. One of the things that we've had a lot of challenges with is to be able to serve people in the communities in which they live. So we've created a neighborhood club, and the first one that we're going to have is in Green Valley. And the idea behind this club is to have a business front and then to be able to have training in the back. But we like them strategically placed close to amenities, such as libraries, athletic clubs, grocery stores. So part of the training can be, all right, well, how do you create a grocery list? What's your budget? Those really basic things that sometimes we all take for granted for us to be able to live our lives. It decreases the travel time, it improves integration, and it's a pilot for long term. So what we expect to see is these neighborhood clubs pop over all throughout the valley to be able to make sure that we're doing that. And I believe, Mr. from the North Las Vegas Club, I think we're coming close to you here soon. So we're going to work on that, okay? Employment. So I talked about, this is probably what you really are used to. This is the place where a lot of people get the opportunity to first learn their life skills. And this is great for a narrow band of individuals who may not be the best fit for community employment, whether it is that they're growing in age or that they would need somebody there with them to go hand in hand to be able to create some of these, the products and services. But we partner on, when there's folks that come in to do different trade organizations, we'll back backpacks. If you guys have ever stayed at the Venetian, all of the little chocolates that are put on your pillow, we put all of those together. It's a lot of packaging and assembly. And we're very happy to know the bathrooms there in the B&C gates, as well as the Red Rocks Visitor Center. So this is where you probably don't know a lot about what we do. So funding, we create about 2/3 of the funds that we operate internally, either through business services, fundraising, investments, things of that nature. So we clean about 4.5 million square feet of government and commercial office space, about 8 million square feet of parking lot porter services. Our wonderful folks at Nellis Air Force Base, we run 2 dining halls as well as the incoming and outgoing mail. So every piece of mail that comes to Nellis Air Force Base is sorted and put together by a person with an intellectual and developmental disability, something a lot we take pride in. So 218,000 pieces of mail in a year. Our campus in Henderson is where we have our media management program, and this allows opportunities for a lot more growth in some more sophisticated type of employment. So microfilm, does anybody remember microfilm? Well, it still exists. Okay, so we have the government contract through our wonderful board member, Secretary of State Barbara Sagowski, to be able to take all of that microfilm and digitize it for the state of Nevada. She's been so happy with what we've done that we're going to go out and we're going to talk to Wyoming, we're going to talk to the Colorados of the world, the Idahos, to see whether or not that we can be able to do that for them as well. We also provide shredding, so 8 tons a day, document imaging and scanning, so between 800,000 and 1.2 million receipts each month. So again, really sophisticated businesses that we're working on. Some of the locations, these are all the different things that we do, and as you can see, for those of folks, we are scattered throughout the valley. We are touching every part of this community, and that's what is most important to us because we move forward a little bit. One of the most exciting programs that we have right now is, for the first time in human history, people with disabilities are outliving their caregivers. So after having conversations with guardians and loved ones and caregivers, we decided that it was time for us to get into the residential game. So this will be Betty's Village at our Ingolstadt campus, which is on Buffalo. It's adjacent to our property, and it will promote independent living for people with disabilities. So we will have 1-bedroom apartments where people are totally independent and living upon their own. We'll have 2-bedroom apartments for somebody that needs to live with a host home individual, and then we'll have 2 more group homes that will be focused on individuals that have more need. We're really excited about this, and my boss over there would judge me for my fundraising to say there's lots of opportunities to donate to this project if you guys are interested. But, you know, again, we've gone and visited group homes throughout the entire country. We've talked to ADA accessibility consultants. So every aspect of this project is designed for the folks that are going to be intending on living there. So it's a very intentional community, much as we were talking about with social and recreational activities, much like you would find in a Sun City Summerlin, Sun City Anthem, an active lifestyle community for people with disabilities. And then the last thing we're going to kind of cover before you have any questions is we talked about the importance of allowing folks to be able to be their own advocate. We have created a position called an ambassador. And so these ambassadors, 18 of them, and what we do is we pay them to come out to speaking engagements like this to be able to share their story, to be able to tell what it's like to be able to work at Opportunity Village. You know, it's powerful to hear some of these stories and to watch the videos from Adam and I, but to hear it from somebody who has actually gone through it, who has had the benefit of being, going through some of these products and services that have been provided, it means the world. And so, here they are, getting ready to have fun at a baseball game. But the fact is they've got up and presented in front of hundreds of people to be able to share what's important to them and to give them a voice to tell them, like, I don't need someone to tell me what's best for me. I am capable. I am here. I have the ability to be able to share the things that are important to me. So I know that that's kind of been a very quick run through of everything that we do. I wanted to leave some time for questions. We've got a few minutes, but I was told a 28 hard stop. So just want to thank you so much we're honored to be able to be here to share a little bit more information. And whatever we can do to be helpful, Adam and I will be available to be able to answer questions. Yes. Okay, sorry.
Are you maxed out, or do you take out of staters?
Okay.
What are the numbers you have? What are the numbers you have that you presently have? Are you maxed out, or are you able to take out of staters in?
So, yes. So the question was, are we maxed out? So we serve about 2,000 people a year, and for a long time we were maxed out. And so that was the reason why we've renovated some of the programming spaces, and we're getting ready to build a new campus in the Northwest to make sure that we are serving people. So we have about 106 people on the wait list for Betty's Village, but a lot of those folks are from out of town, and so yes, we are always interested in taking in folks from other places. Thank you for your question. Is that gentleman in the back?
Or does Betty's Village have that, where there's work opportunities in the same community where they're living?
So we had initially started off with that because the front facing would be off of Buffalo to be able to have some like a donut shop or a barber shop or something to do those trainings. It took us about 5 years to work with the state for them to be able to give us the thumbs up to be able to do this. So we'll have mixed opportunities, but being so close to the campus, we decided that we could work through those. But in that same vein, we will have intentional neighbors. So about 15% of the people living at Betty's Village will not identify as having a disability. So it may be a good fit for somebody who's going to nursing school, who wants to go through that, or the gentleman that mentioned he was a special education teacher to be able to have that. But yes, we have probably a larger focus in our Northwest campus of having that mixed-use facility. But thank you very much for your question, and we're honored to be able to serve the people that we do. Yes. Oh, she's okay. Trying to rapid fire. We're making it happen.
It's not so much a question, but it's a comment. We had an opportunity to watch young people sing from Monday's Dark.
Yes.
It was pretty moving because they got very excited. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm glad that you brought that up. So Monday's Dark, Mark Chinook puts on. And so at the Monday's Dark last week, Sean Patrick, the gentleman that you got to see on there, one of the things that got him out of his shell was Rocket Man. So that's his favorite song. So if you go to our YouTube channel from our website, you'll get to see Sean and one of our music mentors, Daryl. This is the second time that they've performed, and they performed for the with the OVL vibe before. And so the thing that I like to reiterate is, for a lot of the folks that are participating in our Fine and Performing Arts program, they never had the opportunity to participate in the arts before. So we are seeing some truly remarkable talents coming out of there. And Sean Patrick, his Rocket Man, brought down the house. So thank you for bringing that up.
Gregory and Adam, if you'd come forward, please. Thank you so much for telling us all about the exciting things the clients are doing over at OV. We'd like you to come back and tell us more about Betty's Village when it's underway. I'd like to present each of you with our Share What You Can award, which means that we're going to give a donation to the local USO in your name.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
In the words of a woman I most admire, Amelia Earhart, no kind action ever stops with itself. One kind action leads to another. Let's leave today building connections, taking kind action, serving one another, and rejoicing in the fellowship of Rotary. Meeting adjourned.